The people of the state of Michigan have proven each of these counts.
First up, we're in Muskegon, Michigan for the trial of Robert G. The 31-year-old was charged with numerous crimes, including murder, following an incident that began outside this bar. 8 months earlier, G's friend Deshaun Boylan stole a car from the bar's parking lot, as briefly seen in the security video. Outside, 26-year-old Jake Ramo saw his brother's car being stolen, so he sprang into action. Tossing his jacket aside, he jumped on his motorcycle and sped after the carjacker. Unknown to Ramo, he was also being pursued by a car with Robert Gee inside. Just a few blocks from the bar, Gee allegedly leaned out the window of the moving car and shot Ramo in the back, causing him to crash his motorcycle in the yard of a homeowner who called 911.
What's going on there?
Some guy that shot his motorcycle in my yard.
He's laying in your yard?
Yeah, he's out.
We do have the fire department and ambulance and the police en route, okay?
Ramo would die at the scene of the accident before paramedics arrived. During a 3-day bench trial, Judge Timothy Hicks heard eyewitness testimony from others who were inside the car that night with G, claiming that he was the one who shot Ramo in the back. And the prosecution argues G's actions that night were intentional.
He puts his entire head, neck, torso, arm out that window to take aim. He intends to hit that man on the bike with the bullet.
The evidence is enough for Judge Hicks to find Gee guilty of first-degree murder.
The people of the state of Michigan have proven each of these counts: open murder, felony firearm, felon possession of a weapon.
As you can hear, emotion is building in the gallery following that guilty verdict.
And the second felony firearm count beyond a reasonable doubt.
Before Judge Hicks can finish speaking, the courtroom erupts. What caused the outburst from the gallery? It started when G first appeared woozy and rests his head on the table. Members of his family believe he's having a medical issue and could faint in his chair. As the deputy checks on G, who appears responsive, some of his family members are removed from the courtroom. Moments later, Judge Hicks tries to continue with the proceeding.
The court says this.
But is interrupted again by the screaming outside the courtroom. Finally, things settle down, just in time for the family's concerns to be realized, as the defendant passes out in his chair.
We're going to leave the courtroom, Your Honor.
Okay. We're going to take Mr. G out of the courtroom? All right.
Come on, Robert. Yeah,
Robert G. would return to the courtroom under his own power to complete the hearing. He was later sentenced to life in prison without parole for the murder of Jake Ramo. As for Deshaun Boylan, who stole Ramo's brother's car and set the entire chain of events in motion, he was found guilty of first-degree felony murder in perpetration of a larceny and was also sentenced to life in prison without parole. Thanks for being a fan of CourtCam. Subscribe to A&E to never miss a new video and catch full episodes on aetv.com.